Okay, let's go.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the Two Guys Show from the EdReach Network, giving educators a big voice. It has been a wild night, obviously, and thank you for everyone who has been patient. Because holy cow, 5 miles from work. I live 50 miles from work, but 5 miles from work, I blew my tire on the way home, and so that is why we were starting late. And then our whole link disaster just happened. So,
but it was pretty fun.
Live now because we had multiple people joining our live hangout. So here we go, and we're here with the one and only Ninja Todd. What's up,
Hello.
Todd?
We're here. We're going. We're good. I'm here.
Man, we're doing it. This is whatever.
All right, yeah, this
is how we roll.
You know, this is kind of how we do things. It's just kind of like you just go. You know, we kind of have show notes, so we don't really go by those. So
this is episode 3 on the EdReach Network with the Two Guys Show live. We're joining with Todd Nesloney. He is one of the co-authors of Flip 2.0. He's a Flip classroom expert. He also does a lot with PBL. A lot of amazing things. So when we prep our guest, we have them join all our segments as we go through the night. So he's prepared to join us through our segments, and then he is going to answer a lot of questions and share just what flipping the classroom means, and to give us some information on doing PBL stuff. So thank you, Todd, for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it.
Are you kidding me? I'm excited to be here, so thank you for having me.
All right. I know we're both excited to have you here. I mean, so let's just start real quick and just kind of talk about how we all connected before we kind of dive into everything with everything you're doing, Todd.
What, do you want me to tell the story?
Yeah, I want you to tell the story.
Okay. Well, I do a lot with the Flip Classroom and project-based learning, and somebody had tweeted me a question about something, and they wanted to do a Google Hangout. And so then randomly, Erin Klein, somebody that y'all know well, and I had always had a real big, she's always really influenced a lot of what we've done on Twitter, she asked to join. And right then I was already flipping out. I couldn't believe that Erin Klein wanted anything to do with anything I had to do with. And so then she joined, we kind of connected, we talked, and then she was like, oh my gosh, you got to follow these two guys. They're going to be at ISTE, and I'm going to be at ISTE next week as well. So I started following y'all, hadn't heard of you before then. We just kind of briefly connected on there. And then I remember on that Sunday at ISTE, y'all had tweeted me out, and you were like, hey, we're hanging out in the Bloggers Cafe. Come down and meet us. We're going to be showing some augmented reality. So I was like, okay, I'll go down there, see who they are, see what they're showing. And then ended up spending the rest of the week hanging out with you guys. And then we've just hit it off and been hanging out and texting and bothering each other and causing trouble ever since. So.
Yeah, exactly. So when we got down to San Antonio, when we got into the convention center and ran into Todd, we kind of ended up hanging out the whole time. And it was pretty wild because it was cool. When we got there in the Bloggers Cafe, we just kind of pulled out our bag of tricks and started showing people, and Todd was a riot. He just killed me. Oh my God, my mind's blown. On his phone, man, on his phone. He's like, you got to see this. I'll tell you, man, you would think he was working for us because it was so cool. So he'd like, oh, you got to see this. He'd be pulling people from the crowd. He'd go get
It was cool. I've never seen anything like that before. Of course I'm going to tell everybody when there's something amazing they can see for free.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So, yeah, needless to say, the next 5 days were pretty amazing. And
y'all are kind of like a circus show, so I wanted everybody to get a free ticket to see what was happening.
That's
kind of a funny way to explain us because
Brad is super outgoing, and then I see Drew, who's someone that's close to my size, and whenever I see anybody close to my height, I already am like, yes, we have a brotherhood here. So, and of course, Short Man Club was born from that week as well.
Yeah, it was awesome stuff. So so all the viewers. So last week when a couple things. One is when I asked the guest questions, you will see me looking away because I'm trying to catch up the Twitter feed and everything. I've been getting a lot of grief about that. But let's just say last week when Erin called me out for laughing, it was this guy's responsibility. This guy
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, so, well, I guess backstory is that, ever since got to know Todd, I've been bothering him during his podcast, and I've been trying to watch and see if I can make him laugh or throw him off. So we've kind of had that going for every show, his and ours. And when he got me last week, it was.
Oh, I won the battle. There's no. You may see me crack a smile or laugh a little bit during one of my shows when I get one of your crazy texts that make no sense but are weird. And then, of course, but I don't lose it in front of the guest and then have the guest call me out. So I win big time. And thank you, Aaron Klein. You are my hero for that moment.
Yeah, well, she just tweeted about it, how funny that is 1 minute ago. It's
she wants to heckle you. How could she heckle you when you're so awesome or you're.
Pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much. I mean, I agree with her. I'm not going to argue with her.
Yeah, I didn't think you were going to.
Oh, Erin, stop it. She's talking about my multitasking. Yeah, I'm still getting better at it right now.
You got a long way to go, Brad.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm a little old school, but I'm doing what I can.
Oh,
don't even.
Don't bite, Drew. Don't bite. Just let him say it and then let it slide.
I'll let it go. But
because hold on, because Drew, what year were you born?
85.
Oh, that's right. Me too, 85. That's a good year.
Yeah.
What about you, Brad?
Yeah, just a little before that. Just hey, proud 71, man, 71. But if anybody has seen us live, if anybody's seen Drew and I live, it's quite an adventure. It's a lot of fun. So, but hey, Todd, so let's get on to the show. So first thing we want to do is we talk about like this week in Twitter. So we always talk about some things we've read about in Twitter, some interactions we've had in Twitter. What is something that you want to share with us that happened with you in the last week? In Twitter that was kind of cool.
Well, it's kind of a loaded question because I'm a self-admitted Twitter addict, and so there's incredible things that happen every single day that I could literally, I could write a book over just a month of being things you read and learn and interactions. But I think one thing that's cool is just when you become connected educator, you get these really cool interactions with people. And even yesterday, a teacher from Japan, Evan, just messaged me quickly, and he was like, hey, you got a couple seconds? I'd love to chat about something you're doing. And I said, sure. We hopped on a Google Hangout, spent about 20 minutes chatting. It was a Tuesday morning in his time, Monday evening in mine. So it was kind of cool that I just got to talk with a teacher in Japan just because of my connections with them on Twitter.
Yeah, that was cool. I know I saw he did a really cool post. Was it last night or the night before?
Yeah.
Drew, we can't hear you. We can't hear you, Drew.
I think this is a sign. I'm getting this as a sign. Let's hijack the show.
All right, we'll do that. All right. Jimmy says he says we're having a lot of fun. Nice to see you. Glad to see you're part of the show tonight. Good to see you chime in. Hey, Todd, so, we can't hear Drew. All right, so I know I was talking with you when you were going to the Astros game last week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you went shopping. Did you get anything?
Oh, yeah, I got some cool new shoes that are nice and bright and yellow and amazing. Do you have any cool shoes?
Yeah, actually, I do have some cool shoes on, so I don't know if you can see them. I have to take it off.
We're looking at the bottom.
Look at those.
Oh, those are cool. They look very flamey. Is that a flame?
Nice. What was that?
What about yours, Drew? You got any cool shoes? Oh, no, I guess we still can't hear Drew. Sad day.
All right. Well, some of the things that was going on this week in Twitter for me was, we were talking with Ingvar from Iceland. He can't be a part of the show.
No, he's from Sweden now.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Oh, Drew. Well, sort of.
I heard Drew for a second.
I did too. So, so he's in Sweden now, so it's nice to chat with him. It was 3 a.m. in Iceland, but he's going to watch the show tomorrow as he gets a chance to. So, but a lot of amazing posts this week. Jimmy, he posted some cool stuff, and Colin did too as well. And then
Aaron Beckert did too today.
Yeah, you have to share that one with me.
He wrote a really good blog post about the power of a PLN and not being somebody who was always connected, but then finding the importance in connections. It was really good.
Awesome. Okay. All right, Todd, well, you know what? We're going to do some shout-outs near the end of the show. I want people to kind of, okay, so you co-authored this book, Flip 2.0. For those people who are still learning how to do this or what it's all about, can you tell people what flipping your classroom means? You know, somebody who's maybe heard the term but really doesn't know. Can you give us kind of a quick definition and overview of what flipping the classroom means?
Well, traditional definition of flipped means that normally the way you teach is you stand in front of the classroom and teach, and you send them home to do homework. In the flipped model, you send them home to watch a brief instructional video that covers the content you would have covered in class, and now class time is spent on what would have been done for homework, but you have peer and teacher help. I say that's just traditional definition because that's not necessarily what I do. I do more of a blended model. I don't like worksheets. And try not to do them. We've moved completely project-based, so the kids go home, watch a brief instructional video that I've created, about 5 to 10 minutes, and then when they come to class, we are hands-on, everything's group, everything's partner, they're learning with their peers and with me. So that's kind of what that moved to.
Well, that's awesome. So when did you start flipping your classroom? How long ago?
I started in August of last school year. First day of school, started flipping, brought in the project-based, about a month or two into school, and melded the two together, went the whole rest of the year, found great success, and it was so much fun that I'm doing it again this year, but I'm starting the projects from right at the beginning.
Okay, so obviously you weren't an expert when you first started. How did you get information? Who did you collaborate with, and how did you get all your information to get started and be so successful in your first year?
Well, I mean, Twitter's the place where I always send people to go to get things from. And so I think that was the best spot. There's a great, amazing group of teachers on Twitter that are doing some incredible things. They do a flip class chat every Monday night, just sharing some awesome things. And then this book that I got to be a part of with about 15 to 20 different authors, each one of us cover a chapter in the book over flipping our classroom. I'm the elementary perspective. I'm the only elementary perspective. But every other author in the book covers science or social studies or college or high school or junior high. You get kind of perspectives from every grade level, every subject area. It's over 350 pages. I mean, it's quite the resource if you're looking to flip your classroom. The people in it are people that I've looked up to since I started flipping all kinds of stuff. So I really am very proud to be a part of this book.
So Todd, if there's a new teacher out there, and you know we have all different people in our audience, if there's a new teacher out there that's thinking about flipping the classroom this year, and they've heard that they can go on Twitter and learn some things, what would you recommend for them? Because you know they're going to be nervous the first time going out on Twitter. Is there a chat? You mentioned a chat that they do. Would you recommend going into chat and just kind of listening and watching, or is there throw out a question, a person to connect with? What suggestion would you give them?
I mean, I think the Monday night flip class chat is the best resource for people who are getting started, even if all you're going to do is watch the feed, because not only do you see great conversations happening, but you also see some good educators that you can start following. And so for me, that was when I found the value in Twitter. When I first got started on Twitter, there wasn't much value. I was losing interest quickly, and I think my ADHD plays into that. But when I started getting involved in the chats, that's when I started seeing, okay, here's the people I want to connect with, here's the awesome ideas, here's just all these great things. Awesome. Is Drew going to ever be able to join the show?
Oh, man, still can't hear you. All right, well, just look pretty for a minute. Keep working on its sound. I know you're a tech
Mr. GQ
savant over there. So Todd, so the Flip Class chat is on Monday night. How do they find that? What's the hashtag for that?
The hashtag is Flip Class.
Flipped Class?
Flip Class.
Okay.
FLIPCLASS. I'll be the Kurt Reese of the show.
Okay, there you go. Thank you. So new teachers, or even if you're not new but you want to check this out, Monday nights, Flip Class, hashtag Flip Class. What time is that?
I want to say it's 7 p.m. Central.
7 Central.
Yeah, because it's the hour before TLAP. So yeah, 7 p.m. Central.
Okay, so you have Flip Class and then you have TLAP after that. Okay.
Right.
All right. If you want more information about Twitter chat rooms. You can look online. You can also look on our blog. You can hit us up on Twitter. There's a lot of amazing Twitter chats out there, so please take a look and embrace it, even if you're just going to watch and learn in the beginning. It's a great resource. We encourage everybody to do that. All right, Todd, so we'll save some of the announcements for later, but if there's one question I want to ask you about. Maybe this will be one of your announcements. I don't know. This part of the segment, we always talk about educational conferences that are coming up, places we've gone or places we're going. So we want to give you a chance to talk about either some conferences that you went to that were just amazing, and then maybe a little story about what you learned or what the best part was, and then also some that you're looking forward to in the future. So people around the country can also kind of get ready to prepare for some of these shows. And if it's in their region, they can go ahead and sign up or ask for a call for presenters or look forward to getting their registration.
Well, one conference that I've been a part of for a few years now is TCEA, and that's our Texas Technology Conference. It happens every year in February, the week after FETC from Florida. And I know that Stacy Huffine and I, my partner in crime, Tech Ninja Stacy on Twitter, we are going to be leading, I think, 4 sessions we got accepted at TCEA, which is pretty exciting because TCEA is the largest conference in the nation outside of ISTE. And
Correct.
So we always feel very honored every year when we get to be a part of that. And so that's something I'm looking forward to. We'll be leading some flip class sessions, some Web 2.0, some connecting classrooms globally, all that kind of stuff. I got to look at my calendar. I'm going to be like Erin Klein right now since she has her nice little paper calendar. I'll use technology for my calendar.
That's hilarious. Did you see her tweet today?
No, with her new calendar, yeah.
Yeah, with her new calendar. That was awesome. Congrats, Erin. Nice job on the new calendar.
I'm an EdCamp addict as well, so I have EdCamp Dallas coming up on October the 12th, EdCamp Austin in November. We're doing our own EdCamp again this year. I'm not sure when or what it's going to be called. We're still working on that.
Yeah, you'll get the dates figured out. I have a good idea when your date's going to be.
I'm pretty excited that I get to lead 6 sessions. I don't know who hired me for that. That was crazy. At the Mega Mobile Mania Conference in Beaumont, Texas on October the 27th. I'm super pumped that my very first keynote is going to be at the Tech Fest in Houston on October 30th.
Woo! Keynote!
So I'm I'm super freaked out. I always turn back to this. On my show that I have, my podcast, Edu All Stars, we interviewed Erin Klein, and one of the things she talked about with us is that she still gets nervous before every single presentation. And I so connected with that because I'm the exact same way. I freak out before every presentation. I was telling Brad earlier, I was like, I'm freaking out about this podcast because I'm like, is anybody going to show up? Does anybody care to see what I have to say? What if I bomb? What if Drew's microphone goes out and he can't talk at all the entire show? I mean, what if these things happen? And of course,
really. What would we do? I guess we'll find out. It's funny, Todd, because Drew and I think are kind of the opposite. We wake up with adrenaline rushes, and man, we we fist pump. We're like, man, let's go. I mean, I want 10,000 people there. We walk into a room.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's like almost like a drug. It's addicting. You just love getting out there in front of the crowd and start talking. And I know you feel the same way. You kind of start connecting, and the bigger the crowd, you have more people to connect with, and you just kind of feed off it. I've jumped into plenty of Google Hangouts with you and your speeches and your presentations, so it's an awesome thing. So congrats on that keynote. I know that was your first one you're talking about, but I think you've been asked a few more.
Well, the other 2, one is for a district, and so they're having a huge district conference, and they want me to keynote it. But the other one that I'm really excited about is the Texas Librarian Association is doing a conference, and they asked me to be the closing keynote for their conference in April. So that one, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't feel like I'm one with that kind of authority to speak in front of a crowd like that, and I take it as a very big responsibility because I want to encourage, I want to inspire, I want to say something meaningful. I don't want to be up there and just verbal diarrhea out everywhere.
Well, you'll be great. And the difference between a keynote and a presentation's where you're going over all your materials and you're teaching people how to do things in class. A keynote's where you're talking to an audience, you're inspiring, you're giving them stuff, you're giving them something to go out and go after,
right,
to reach for. So you know what? I've heard some of your stuff. You'll be great. Just speak from the heart.
Well, thank you.
points. You'll be awesome. You'll rock the crowd. So good luck at that. We'll be with you, behind you every step of the way. So rock on.
One thing, I know I've been tweeting out that I have 2 big announcements tonight, and I'm going to save my biggest one for last. So Aaron Klein, you will have to wait longer. But one of my big announcements, and something that I'm really excited about, is the month of March. And yes, that's my birth month, March 11th. Just so you know, I'm really excited about that day, of course. But was that Drew? Did I hear him? No, I didn't. Okay.
No.
Anyway, so there's one.
Hop on your phone. Hop on your phone, maybe. Try it on your phone. Just go out and come back in on your phone. We still can't hear you. You look great though, but you know, just watch the feed and text me stuff. You know, hey, Drew, watch the Twitter feed and text me stuff, and I'll kind of speak on your behalf. But so you got to drop this first announcement.
Okay. So yes.
So what's going on in the month of March?
There's 2 big things going on. So I say this is one announcement, even though it's 2 big things. I will officially be attending some conferences nationally and presenting at some of them. So my first speaking engagement outside of the state of Texas, the 2nd week of March, isn't it? Yeah. I will be at McCall in Michigan. So I'll get to hang out with Brad and Drew and Aaron and a couple other people. So I'm really, really excited about McCall. I'm going up to Michigan for 5 days, so I'm going to go and see the state and go attend McCall. I'm super pumped about that. And then the next week, I will be attending the Q conference in California. I got asked by a company out of Finland to present with them because I've been using some of their stuff in my class, and so I'm going to be, Q Rockstar. Drew was there. I'm not going to the Rockstar one because I'm not as cool as Drew, so I'm kind of starting out with just Q first. But I'm super pumped to be attending Q as well in Palm Springs, so that's nice. And my wife's going to get to go with me, so it'll be cool to have Liz there with me in California, since she got to go to California last year in March when I got my 20 to watch thing, so that was cool.
Woohoo!
You are not?
What?
Oh, he's saying I'm not as cool as him.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
he's trying to be smart aleck through writing.
Drew's going old school analog. Look at that. We're on a 21st century digital GHO, and Drew is going old school analog. Drew, at least use a marker. We can't see pencil or pen. Come on.
Drew, you fixed this last week. Can you not fix it this week?
No.
Wait, you're back.
What?
Hey,
I hear you.
I'm back?
You're back.
I'm back.
Yay! The party can start.
This is so ridiculous. I don't even know what just happened.
Well, I gotta admit, I had you muted the whole time, so.
Well, now I understand.
I'm kidding, by the way.
Unbelievable.
Nice to have you. Get your lower third. Well, no,
I view that as.
I'm not touching anything. I'm not touching anything for the rest of the show. I don't even know if I'm talk. I might just sit here and just sit here. I don't even know. This has been crazy. Anyway,
awesome.
It's been a great conversation. We're happy you're coming to Michigan for McCall. That's for sure.
I can't tell you how excited I am about coming to McCall. I'm really pumped about it.
So where are you staying when you get up here?
I haven't decided yet. There was a couple little neat little hotels that I was looking at. There were some kind of stalker people on Twitter that said that I could stay with them, and then I thought, you know what, I probably will. So I'll probably be staying with Brad.
Yeah. I think we got that figured out. I gotta pick them up like Tuesday night, like 1 in the morning at the airport.
No, it's not. Don't overreact. It's like 10:30, and it's not my fault. I have to work Tuesday. I can't take Tuesday off, so
but we're just happy
to get a late flight.
You're gonna come to our school and check out what we're doing, right?
Yes, I'm gonna come and take lots of pictures and video and show everybody what it's really like in a 2-guys classroom.
All right, exactly. I like the sounds of that.
So he's going to come in on Wednesday. Isn't Tuesday your birthday when you're flying in?
Yep, flying in on my birthday, so you'll get to see me for 2 hours before I'm not that my birthday anymore. But
so we're going to go out and celebrate during that time too as well. So
yes.
Awesome. Hey, Drew, any comments on conferences coming up or anything that we got going on or something you know of, that's going on?
Of conferences coming up, I know that the ISTE deadline is October 2nd, so that's about 3 weeks away.
Make sure everybody gets in on ISTE if you want to call
so if you're looking to present at ISTE.
Are you submitting?
Oh, yeah. We're submitting. Of course we're submitting something. We just
so,
gotta figure out what kind of session we want to do, or we want to submit for. And the same thing for McCall is October 1st, the day before. So if you want to present at the awesome McCall conference here in Michigan, it's in Grand Rapids this year at the DeVos Center, which is a phenomenal location.
Yeah, it is. It's incredible.
If you want to present at that, then you guys have to have your submissions in by October 1st, I believe. So, yeah, we're pretty pumped about it.
Yeah, and McCall is run by a bunch of amazing educators. You know, Ron Hauptman, Ron Madison, a lot of great people on that McCall board. So it's going to be we're glad to have you come up and stay with us for a few days. We'll pick you up. You can stay with us. We'll head out to Grand Rapids. We'll rock ISTE for a while, and then we'll head back. I mean, McCall, sorry. Yeah, well, we're going to rock ISTE too next summer.
We are, yeah.
So
yes,
same
we
thing,
are in Atlanta.
Different time frame. And then I know we made the announcement last week that we are presenting at FETC end of January, so we will be down there right before your Texas conference. So awesome. Well, congratulations on that. We're excited to have you come up here and join us for that. All right. So I just want to make sure that people understand the flipped classroom and the PBL. Is there anything that you can add to that? We told people how to get started. We kind of gave people an idea. Anything that we may have left out that you want to share that's valuable for people watching, thinking about flipping, or going ahead and doing it right now?
Well, Stacy always tells, whenever we do presentations, she always interrupts me and says, what Todd did does not work for everybody, because I'm an all-in kind of guy. And so when I knew I wanted to flip, I flipped 100% day one, crazy land, did it all. And Stacy always jumps in and says, you know, that doesn't work for everybody, which is completely true, in that some people just need to flip a project or flip an activity and see if it works for them, see if they like it. I don't think flipping and project-based is the end-all, be-all. I think you got to work to your strengths. And for me, I feel like that's something I'm really comfortable with. It's something I'm passionate about right now. And so it's working for me. And I would also say that there's not a definition of flipped classroom that works for everyone. Every single time I talk to a teacher who's flipping, we're all doing it slightly differently because we're meeting the needs that we have with the kind of students we have. And I mean, even with me, I have 50% of my students that don't have internet at home. And so finding ways around that has been an interesting chore of burning DVDs or flash drives or coming to school early or staying after school, or it's work, but I want it to work. So I'm willing to put in those extra hours to get that stuff done because I want to give my kids an experience that they haven't had before.
And Todd, we've talked about that. I've talked to you I don't know how many times on the way home from work because we both have kind of a hike drive.
Yeah.
You know, and on kind of the things that you're doing in your classroom to meet the needs of your kids, and that's important, you know, and I think it's important to know that even though you guys have all kind of taken the flip model, none of you guys are doing it the same.
Exactly.
And I think that's just the way people learn, you know, and that's I love this picture, and I talk about it, I think I've talked about it every single show, from Will Richardson with the hill and the one road going to the top, you know, just one way of thinking or one way of solving a problem, and then the picture right next to it, same hill with roads going everywhere. You know, because there's so many different ways to solve a problem and so many different ways to learn the same thing. So,
and you know, that's one thing we talk about all the time in my class is when we do activities and we do projects, one thing that frustrates my kids at the beginning of the year is I don't give them an end result. I don't give them what I want at the end of the project. I give them the concept I want them to have accomplished, but they have to figure out how to get there. And so the reason I tell them that is, you know, I want you to blow me out of the water. I want you to show me something I've never seen, because even though I teach math, and even though sometimes it's step by step by step, I want you to find a whole new way to get there, because not only does that make my kids better thinkers, but it gives me better ideas of ways that I can use it to teach my kids the next year. And so my kids have been just doing incredible things by being not telling them exactly what I was looking for.
Which is important. I think that's awesome. Is letting the kids, you know, take ownership of their own learning and to learn and let them fail. You know, let them kind of figure it out on their own. I think that's important. That's powerful.
All right, Todd. Just for clarification, some of the viewers might want to know, what grade do you teach? You're flipping the classroom. What grade are you with?
I teach 5th grade math. So I teach 10 and 11-year-olds math.
Okay, awesome. So you have multiple classes. You have like a homeroom group, and you have different groups throughout the day.
Yes, I have 75 students, 25 in each class this year. Yeah, exactly. That's why I was telling you I'm trying to do this kind of stuff, but 75 kids means 60 DVDs I have to burn and all this other stuff. So it's been interesting, but it's fun. So
Awesome.
That's too funny.
Awesome. All right. Well, Todd, this is the segment where we do Augmented Reality Corner, and I know when you saw us at ISTE, you saw us doing it, and you have jumped on board full steam. So this is the chance where all of us will talk about a little bit of augmented reality, about what we've been doing in the classroom, and maybe something we're looking forward to. So what have you done? Is there a fit for augmented reality in a flipped classroom?
There's definitely a fit for it, and I see it more with my project-based things that we do, more so as my flipped. But I know I love Erasma, and I love the potential that it holds. But I think there's one huge limitation with Erasma that is driving me insane.
You're not the only one, Todd.
And that is my kids can create on these devices these incredible things, but it only works on their device. Even if they add it to a channel. And I mean, I'm just like, I want my kids to make these things, and then I can send them home to parents, or I can have anybody show up with any device. But no, I have to do that on the studio account, which drives me insane because my kids are much better creators than I am. And I want to show their stuff, not my stuff. And so that's the only limitation that I'm seeing right now, and that I'm really trying to figure out a way around that works for me. But the potential is there. I know I showed the color AR pages the other day, and I just showed my homeroom. They freaked out because I didn't tell them what they were doing. And I know Dot Day, we're celebrating Dot Day on Friday, and I know, Drew, you are too.
Yep, absolutely.
I am too.
And we actually, we had a team leader meeting this morning, and my entire school will be hopefully celebrating Dot Day on Friday, so we'll see. But my kids are going to make those 3D AR dots that they did with the Color app, and so I'm really excited. The kids don't know this yet, but it'll be cool for them to color their dots and then see them come to life. So I'm really pumped about that.
Yeah,
I think we're both pumped about that because when we connect our classrooms this Friday for Dot Day, we're going to plan on showing off some of the augmented reality dots using Color AR mix.
Yeah, and let me tell you, my kids have not stopped talking about it since I told them on Monday that we were going to be Google hanging out with you. That's all they want to know now is when. They keep asking me over and over again. So you better have something good because they're excited.
Awesome.
I know.
Well, I think it's amazing because it's funny. Drew put up that post about using augmented reality to inspire creative writing, and it's funny because we both did that. We both talked about it, but Drew wrote that post, and he said, "Yeah, I'm going to put it out." I said, "Oh, I did that yesterday." He goes, "Really?" So I sent him some pictures, and we both did it. We approached it a little differently, which was really cool. But here's what I want to say: the amazing thing is the power that is it's resonated with the Twitter world because. Drew and I talked about this yesterday. It's just kind of what we do. We always look for ways to use augmented reality in education. So we always look for that fit. And we just, we see language arts actually as a really big component, a big fit for augmented reality. Drew, I was looking at the numbers for that post today. I'm blown away. It has just gone crazy. I know it hit Zeit, and it's been repinned and reposted and shared and reshared. And I think that's wonderful because I know a lot of people look at augmented reality and think, oh, science, science, science. Well, yeah, science is a good fit, but you know what? Language arts is it's amazing the impact. And Drew, can you speak to the impact that you've seen a little bit real quick?
Yeah, I mean, when I tried to do that to get my kids excited and about writing, because I think writing is one of the subjects that I really struggle with as a teacher, and I think we're forced to teach writing a certain way that it doesn't really fit with my philosophy of teaching or my beliefs at all, and I really struggle with that, and I've really, really struggled with finding a way to make it, creative and fun and getting the kids really engaged in the process of writing and being excited about it. And so I thought, what better way than, augmented reality since we're complete nuts about it. So,
Yep.
I didn't tell the kids that the pages were augmented. I told them that they had to have fun and be creative, and that was it, and they just kind of took off with it. It was amazing, wanting to write for longer. And then once we brought the pictures to life, it was like, holy cow, they want to know when writing is going on now.
Well,
I was talking because I never had that before.
And I was talking about your idea with another teacher the other day, and that was the comment that they made is, this is the image that your kids will have of writing. It's a very positive start to writing. It's a very exciting start. And so when you do writing this year in your class, your kids are going to be pumped because they already had a great lead-in into it.
And that's what I wanted to do. I mean, I wanted to completely change the culture of my classroom this year and really, give the kids a voice in kind of how we do things and give them choices of when we do things throughout the day. I mean, there's certain things we have to do at certain times, obviously, and certain things that we have to cover, but if they have a voice in what we're doing and they can, have ownership over it, then they're going to be more excited about learning. And I think the most important thing that you've got to teach kids at our level that we teach in is they've got to love to learn. We've got to teach these kids to love to learn and teach them how to learn, and more than anything. And I think that's by making it engaging and making it fun and creative and things like that, it'll make these kids excited to learn and come to school. And I think that's what's most important.
Right.
Absolutely. Well, there's a couple of things people are asking about the post. The post that we're referencing is the latest post that we put up. It's called Using Augmented Reality to Inspire Creative Writing. If you go to our blog.
Craig just tweeted it out, actually.
Thank you, Craig. TwoGuysSomeIPads.com. It's on the homepage. It's our latest one. You'll see how we approach that lesson. You'll see a lot of pictures from both of our classrooms. And the way I approached it is I gave the kids, I had 3 choices. I had the dragon, the girl in her room, and I had the balloon. I had the kids pick one. They colored it. And then what we did is we brought it to life using Color AR, and then they went and wrote stories about it. And Drew, I'm sure you can attest to this. They didn't want to stop writing. And
no, they did not.
Like you just said, Todd, they had a great introduction to writing this year and a great lead-in. So my kids are already writing like crazy, which is great. So if we can, we can get them passionate about something and excited about something, we can build through that passion. And even if it's not a strength, if it's a passion now, we can make it become a strength. So that's
exactly.
That's real true testament to the power of augmented reality, and that's why we want to share these on a weekly basis. We want to hear from other educators. So we're thrilled that you've jumped on board and you're willing to share some things. Go ahead, Drew.
One thing. Okay, this is a shout out to Color AR, actually more of a question. With the balloon, the hot air balloon, there is a bear in the hot air balloon. There is a way to color that bear. It's like hidden in the picture something. I saw them tweet about it the other day, and I have looked and I cannot find the bear. So I want to know how you do it. So Color AR, if you guys are listening or if anyone has figured it out, please tweet us so I can figure it out so I can stop looking at this coloring sheet.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely, and I thought it was kind of cool. My kids noticed that the balloon was flying over like Google Earth. It's a beach, It's a city, and it was cool because some of my students ended up writing about the beach or writing about the desert or writing about the city, which was neat because all of a sudden now you have a bunch of different environments that they can write about, which was pretty awesome. So. And
not only were they excited about writing, but I think what's just as important is they were so excited to share their stories with their peers. They wanted to get up and share their stories in front of everybody, and
which
I think that is just as powerful. Absolutely. Especially in the first week of school, which a lot of these kids,
exactly.
I mean, they've gone to school together, but they haven't been in the same class necessarily. So even though I went from 3rd to 4th grade, I only have 5 kids from my classroom last year.
Right.
So it was a lot of the kids that were new to our class that wanted to get up. They were really excited to share what they wrote. And I just feel like I haven't had that kind of excitement with the writing assignment before.
All right, so here for you two, I just want a quick what's something now you want to do with augmented reality this year? What's either the thing or something you want to do? I know you've got Drew. I know you've got 100. You and I both. Todd, go ahead. You go first. Give me something you want to do.
I want Erasmo to fix the stupid channel so that my kids can create and share with the world. That's what I want. My kids are going to be creating this year. That's all I know is they're going to be making their own augmented reality stuff, and they're going to be blowing minds. And I'm going to use their stuff and examples, even if I have to literally upload every video myself. So
yeah, I know. Drew met with the guy from Erasmo from Chicago came in the other night, and I know Drew had a chance to sit down with them, and they're aware of it. I don't think they realize that educators are going to be a big audience that we are.
Yeah.
I know that they're looking at it, and hopefully time will tell, and they can jump in and they can connect the channel from the devices and the studio account on the computer. So
yeah, I say get the word out there, spread the word, tweet right at Erasmo and tell them that we need this fixed. I mean, that's the only way it's going to get done. I mean, I talked to him about it. I've talked to him about it a couple times, trying to see if. I mean, all we want is the accounts to sync. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And if we can get that done, then it will change completely change how you can use it.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It makes it that much more powerful. So
Absolutely, because what we're able to do with it in this limited fashion is already amazing. We're already transforming the educational landscape, but if we can get that connected to where they sync together, it will truly transform the classroom and the way we learn, teach, and lead and everything else. So it'll be awesome. So, Drew, what's the next thing you want to do or you're going to do with augmented reality in the classroom?
The next thing I'm doing is we have curriculum night Thursday night, and so my kids actually have an example somewhere here. I was playing with it earlier while I was muted. My kids made puzzles. I bought these. Oh, here it is. I bought these. They're just plain white puzzles, and they break apart. And so each kid drew their own puzzle, or they were able to create something that kind of represented them, and then or something that they were excited about in 4th grade, something like that. So that you can draw on it with markers is what we found was most useful. You can paint on them or whatever. And then we use those as a trigger image, and they attach the video saying hi to their parents and welcome to curriculum night, and then something that they're excited about for this upcoming school year. So that the puzzle will be in pieces on their desk when their parents come in. Their parents will have to put the puzzle together and then bring it to life. So that's kind of what cool. I'm doing Thursday night. That's the plan.
Awesome.
But that's the next thing that I'm doing with it.
Awesome. Well, a couple things that I'm working on. Like Drew said, we have curriculum night on Thursday night. I'm augmenting some of the posters in my classroom right now, and we are putting together kind of a tutorial 3-ring binder for the kids because what I've been thinking about is, Kevin Honeycutt, he was in here last week, and we were talking, and he was talking about having multiple you in the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm doing is creating some tutorials and using trigger images and putting them in the 3-ring binder. So I'm going to have a trigger image, and it just may say fractions, or it just may say place value. Well, I'm going to record the lessons, that I'm doing in the class. I'm going to tag those, and then I'm going to make a reference binder where the kids can go in, and we're just going to have, we'll have 10 devices in the classroom. Kids want a little information, kind of using your idea from your homework assignment, Drew. And then the second thing is I got Stage, the app Stage today. Have you tried that? I know you told it to me, Drew. Where
I have not played with it. I don't know if anyone else has. Todd, have you seen the app Stage?
Never heard of it. No.
It's like Go ahead.
I played with it today and got it to work. My student teacher and I messed around with it. The cool thing is it just uses your camera in your device, and then you can annotate right over top of it right there. You can do a video, or you can also take a picture and then annotate right over. It's similar to Explain Everything. But the cool thing is
free?
The app is free, but to record the screen, it's $1.99.
$1.99. So I went ahead and tried it today, and I just used it on my cursive in my class. So I used that. I tied that with the Rasma. It was super simple. So we're going to see the best way to apply that in the class, see if that's better than something else. But it was cool just to try today. So that was Stage is the name of the app, and of course we tied it with the Rasma, creating overlays and triggers with our student work. So we're going to be testing that out in the weeks to come. So we'll keep you posted there. Now, at the end of this AR Corner segment, I just want to let everybody know our show next week. Drew, what is our show next week going to be about?
AR 101. And Brad, I haven't even talked to you about this, but this show, our show is supposed to be a half an hour long. We're already over 40 minutes on this one because
oh my gosh,
Brad and I can't do anything in the time frame that we're supposed to. So I'm thinking, with it being an AR 101, it should definitely be an hour episode to where, because this is things where we're going to really try and get people excited about using augmented reality. I brought home some of my, I got the Daiquiri calendars, which Daiquiri is, I'm telling you what, they are the next thing when it comes to AR. Got that. Yeah. Got the cubes, the element cubes here.
It's like y'all pull these out of a magic hat every show.
And so the thing is it was great. We had Aaron on the show last week, and Kyle Pace was texting with her, and he said, the guys should really do an AR 101, and we really decided that that's what we're going to do next week. So we're going to do it right. Drew and I have presented many, many, many times on augmented reality, and we always wish we had more time. So we're going to devote a full hour next week on augmented reality, and we're going to take you guys from start to finish. We're going to show you the technology We're going to show you what's out there, what's coming, and then we'll also walk you through how to use it. And then we'll talk about meaningful integration of augmented reality in your classroom. So please spread the word. We'll be tweeting about it, but you plus one. Bring a friend, tell a friend. Let's get this, let's get this channel just built up, and let's share it next week. So we'll be bringing everything. We'll be bringing up DACRI, Erasmus, Michelin Media, doing NASA. We'll be doing Color AR. You name it. We'll be doing all kinds of amazing things with augmented reality next week.
Absolutely. We're pumped about it. And then, if we run out of time, which we probably will because we always do, then we'll probably have another, augmented reality 101 type of session, that where people can, if they have questions or if they want to learn more things, we can do that. So we'll just kind of see how it goes.
All right, so I know we need to kind of wrap up. We have a couple things. One, we need to give Todd his chance to make his next announcement.
Because it's a big one.
That's true. Let's do that.
Well, I want to give you time, and then I want to hear what on everybody's playlist, and I want to talk about our upcoming shows. So, Todd, let's do the proper diligence. I know you have another announcement, so why don't you kind of fill us in, and then we'll get the backstory.
I do a podcast with two of my friends, Chris Kessler, who on Twitter is @IamKessler, Kesler, and Tech Ninja Stacy. We started a podcast called Edu All Stars in the middle of June. We are big tech nerds, but the podcast has nothing to do with technology.
Which is the best thing about your podcast.
We wanted to.
Powerful. I think it's awesome.
We wanted to find people that inspired us on a personal level, and we wanted to interview them and allow them to share their story, share where they came from, and to share something they're passionate about right now in education. And so we've had some incredible people. We've had Olympic gold medalist Steve Messler. We've had 2012 ICEP winner 16-year-old Jack Andraka. We've had Jimmy Casas, Aaron Klein, Adam Bello, Eric Schiniger. We've had Brad and Drew. We've had a lot of incredible guests that I'm so excited about. And we're having another interview tomorrow with the author Todd Whitaker. We also had one with Dave Burgess, who wrote Teach Like a Pirate. So we've been choosing people that inspire us on a personal level. And so looking at somebody that I wanted to interview, I decided to randomly contact somebody through Twitter that I never thought I would ever have the chance of interviewing.
And who was that?
Well, I'm building up suspense because I don't want Aaron to already know the answer. I got to let Aaron just sweat it out for a little bit longer.
Keep building it up.
I don't think Aaron does know the answer.
She doesn't, and so I contacted this person through Twitter, and I didn't think that their Twitter account was really their own because they're one of those kind of people where I figured somebody ran the Twitter account for them. And within 20 minutes of contacting them, I got confirmation from somebody on their team. We exchanged emails, and let me tell you, when I got the first email, I called Brad and Drew and Stacy and Chris, and I was literally screaming on the phone, going, "Oh my God, this is a possibility! Yes, I can't believe this!" So before I say who it is, let me give a little preface. Our show is a very positive show. We like to let people tell their stories and share something they're passionate about. We're not a show that's about scandals. We're not a show that's about hard-hitting questions. We just want people to share things that they're doing in the educational realm. And I thought, who is somebody big in the educational world that we as educators don't really get to hear from very often, especially being interviewed by other educators? And so I'm excited to announce that on October 1st at 1:15, how do I not know this time?
Because you're so excited to say who it is.
No, it's 1 o'clock. Yeah, it's 1 o'clock. At 1 o'clock on October 1st, 1 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, we are going to be interviewing the Secretary of Education, Arnie Duncan. Woo! And so, like I said, I know I told my family, and my mom's first response was, well, why do we want to hear from him? Are you going to ask him why he's doing this with education and why he's doing this and why he's doing this? And I'm like, that's not really us. That's not what we're about. I want to give Secretary Duncan a place to just share a little bit about himself and about some things that he's passionate about in education. Will we maybe agree? I don't know. Will we all like it? Well, no. But you know, that's the beauty of the show that we're trying to do. Our show, we want to bring a positive outlook on things, and we want to allow people to hear from people that may necessarily never get to come in contact with. And let me tell you, Secretary of Education in the White House is allowing Stacy, Chris, and I to speak to them. I'm like ecstatic. I've known this for over a month and a half, and I've had to keep my mouth shut because I was told that I couldn't announce it until we were officially on his calendar. And I think it was Friday that I called y'all, and I got the email that we are officially on his calendar, so I can start announcing it. That Secretary of Education will be on the Edu All Stars podcast on October 1st. And to keep up to date, you can follow Edu All Stars on Twitter. We are Edu All Stars HQ. For headquarters, and so we'll be tweeting out the live link on that day. We kind of want to set it up as a opportunity for everybody in education to have a live streaming event where they can watch us interview the Secretary of Education. We'll have a 20-minute window with him, so we'll try to get some great questions in there about education and inspiring others. And then we'll, of course, share the link out afterwards because we'll be recording it, so you can catch it if you can't catch it live. So.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
So, Erin Klein, I hope that was worth the wait.
Yeah. She just tweeted it out, actually. So, I think she's...
That's really awesome.
It was worth the wait.
Really happy for you guys. That's amazing. You do great work over there. We're really proud to be associated with you guys and all the cool stuff you're doing. Keep us all informed so we can try to push out as many people onto that show and make it a live event in the schools, as many as possible. So everybody, please stay tuned. If you're not following Tech Ninja Todd, please follow him at Tech Ninja Todd. Obviously, you can tell he's a great follow. He's a great person doing amazing things. So make sure you do that.
Absolutely.
So let's do a quick shout out. We don't have time for stories, but give 2 or 3 shout outs of Twitter shout outs, people you want to just say hey to and good follows and whatever. So Todd.
Todd, go ahead.
Well, I already said Chris and Stacy. They're my co-hosts. You got to follow them. They're both incredible, amazing people. They inspire me every day, and I'm so happy that I get to work with them on a professional level and personal level. But I have 4, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I have 5, so go ahead.
My first one is Jake Duncan, who is these are all my 4 Texan peeps because I gotta celebrate my Texan people. But Jake Duncan on Twitter, he's Duncan Bilingual. He is awesome, one of my favorite people in the world. Then there is Wendy, also known as Kenya. I don't ever call her Wendy, I call her Kenya, but she's
we all call her Kenya.
Her Twitter handle is Kenya75. And then there's Martha Lackey, who is at Martha Lackey on Twitter. And then another really good friend of mine who is always a source of positivity, brilliance, amazingness is Andrea Keller. And on Twitter, she's AK Busy Bee. Her and I have been friends since we first got started on Twitter. And I love listening to her, and she's always so uplifting. And so those are my 4 people that I'd never met before Twitter, and I can call them all really good friends now, just like you guys. So
that's awesome. That is awesome.
Great, thank you. True. Let's give your shout-outs.
I'll do mine quick. Evan Scher from Japan. He was he's the one who wrote the awesome article, kind of about the conversation that he had with a coworker about using augmented reality and to inspire creative writing, and kind of had our back and talks about why it was educationally sound and stuff like that. So definitely check him out. He's at Scherology. Ashley Smith, I will be going to the Bammies with her in a couple weeks in DC. Pretty excited about that. She just wrote an awesome blog post about augmented reality and science in her science classroom. So follow her at Smith Science GMS. Jack Billy 35, Jeannie Lyall. I hope I said that right. She had a student run a workshop at an ed camp about color AR. How cool is that? That is awesome. Laura Weekland from Michigan. She's a 4th grade teacher at LP Weekland. She set up this whole board of color AR shoes and talked about how you're stepping into 4th grade in style. That was awesome. And the last one is Jean Anderson, at Jean Anderson 1. She's a 1st grade teacher from Bear Lake, Minnesota. She's been teaching for 30 years and busted out augmented reality in her classroom. And how awesome is that? So big shout out to her.
That was awesome. You stole one of mine. That was great. I don't have as many as you guys, but as you know, the list could be long. Want to give a quick shout out to Scott McLeod from Dangerously Irrelevant. We've been talking about chatting, so he may be watching tonight. I'm not sure. I also want to give a shout out to Walter Duncan. He is the app creator of QuickKey. He's currently living in Boston, but he's a Michigander, and we connected through Twitter, and he's going to be on a future show, coming in sharing a lot of cool stuff with everybody. You can find him at 4_teachers. So he's going to be on the show probably October 8th is, I believe, when we have him. Mm-hmm. Local guy, Michael Medvinsky. He is I think we mentioned him last week. He's a great follow on Twitter. Creative genius, it seems like.
Yeah, it's crazy with the stuff that he has in mind.
Yeah, which is awesome. So that's really cool. And then, Mike Land, One If by Land, he's doing some cool stuff. He just tweeted some stuff about Erasmus tonight.
Absolutely.
And then tons of other people. But awesome shout-outs tonight. So, look, I know we got to wrap up, guys. We're getting really long. Let's go with, I want to hear 3 songs from your playlist. Todd, you go first.
Oh my gosh, this is so hard.
Come on, I sent you the show notes.
I know, but see, I'm a music guru.
I didn't even get the show notes.
I have like 25.
I could send them to you.
I have like 25,000 songs on my. I have so much music. I buy 2 or 3 CDs a week.
Katy Perry Roar.
Well, of course, because that's my blog post that I wrote last week or so.
Mm-hmm.
That's one that I like to jam. I love Sarah Barry Isles. So I love her new CD. I'm obsessed with One Republic's new CD. I'm
songs. Come on, if I get your playlist, what are the last 3 songs you played?
Well, you know what? You could check out my blog, and I just tweeted 13 songs that inspire me, and a lot of those are new releases. So you can listen to I Lived by One Republic, you can listen to Gold by Britt Nicole, Brave by Sarah Barry Alice, Roar by Katy Perry, Vision of Love by Chris Allen. I love Matthew West. He's one of my favorites. I've been listening to him a lot lately. I love Natalie Grant's new stuff. He kept wanting me to list, so there's my list. I'm done. Boom.
Right,
go.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Boom. All right, Drew. Come on, hit me up. I've seen your playlist many times, so give me something.
I've been rocking the new Imagine Dragon. It's really not new. The Imagine Dragon CD. That was cool. Any song from that CD, I'd say that I've been rocking that one recently.
Yeah, there's some good stuff on there. We listened to a lot of that when we were out heading out to Podstock in Kansas. And shout out some love to Podstock and ESDAC and all those guys out there. Definitely want to give them a shout.
Yeah, we love everybody at ESDAC.
Absolutely. So let's see. So I recycle a lot of my playlist. One of my favorites still is Vegas Girl by Connor Maynard. Safe and Sound right now. Seriously? What's that all about?
I'm just waiting for you to say like some AC/DC or Led Zeppelin or something old.
Yeah, my first concert was 1985. Well, actually, my first one on my own was 1985. AC/DC, thank you very much. My first one was Kiss in 1981.
Yes, we were being born, yes.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see what I listened to today. Well, I always listen to some Katie Grove. She's awesome. Oh, Sunset Boulevard by Emblem 3 is one of my favorites. And L.A. Story by Sammy Adams and Mike Poser. L.A. Story, one of the best songs out right now.
See, don't tell me I listed too many songs. Brad just listed like 12.
He's been around a lot longer than us, so.
He has more playlists.
Awesome. Yep. So, hey, let's go through. Todd, where can we reach you and your Edu All-Stars? I know you did it once. Let's sign off and let everybody know where they can find everybody.
On Twitter, I'm at TechNinjaTodd with 2 Ds. You can find me on my website at Todd Nesloney, Todd, TODDNESLONEY.com. You can find me at our Edu All-Stars at eduallstars.com or on Twitter at EduAllStarsHQ.
All right, awesome. And if you are in the state of Texas and you need a Tech Ninja, that's your guy, him and Stacey.
We are for hire. We come and do trainings all the time. We did 17
not only in Texas,
this summer.
Everywhere.
That's right.
Not only in Texas, but they own Texas. They're all over the place. I talked to him all these days in the summer. I'm like, where are you today? Oh, I'm driving for. I'm like, really? Do you ever go home? So, anyways, Drew, how do they find you and find us, and then I'll sign off.
At TechMinoc on Twitter. Make sure that you guys check out our podcast on iTunes as well, Two Guys Show with Ed Reach. Also, you can subscribe through Stitcher. the EdReach Network on Stitcher, and follow our podcast on there. Make sure that you also head over and subscribe to our blog at twoguysandsomeipads.com or over at edreach.us/2guys to follow our channel and kind of our blog posts. I will have this podcast up tonight, I believe. So with a bunch of links from the people that we gave shout-outs to, along with links to Todd's websites and things like that. So make sure you check us out at EdReach as well.
All right. Well, and you can reach me at TechBradWade on Twitter. You can also hit me up at Gmail, techbradwade@gmail.com. Drew told you where the blog is. If you are looking and interested in having us come join you in your school district, in your university, wherever, we can be reached on our blog or through email for professional development, inspiration, keynotes, you name it. We are available, and we travel all over. So we look forward to contacts from everybody, and we love coming over and talking to people and sharing our passion, our story, and getting people fired up on how to use educational technology and augmented reality. So if you have any interest in that, hit us up. We'd love to chat. And thanks again for joining us tonight on our show. Again, let's give a nice shout out to Todd. Thank you for joining us, Todd.
No, thank you for having me. I'm so excited. So thanks. Yes, Arnie Duncan, October 1st.
Arnie Duncan, October 1st, and great having you, man. We'll have you on again for sure, and keep tearing it up down there in Texas. Take care of all those kids, keeping that classroom flipped, and have a good time, man. It's great having you on the show.
Thanks.
Thanks, Todd. Hey, AR 101, next Tuesday night, 9 o'clock, hour-long show, at least an hour-long show.
At least an hour. And you know what? Everybody, seriously, try to blow it up. We want to get the word out. You know, this is not a paid event. This is free. I mean, use it for PD. Get your staff involved. Just retweet links. Let's get as many people on board. This is not just something in the classroom. This is a movement using augmented reality in education. We're going to transform the landscape. So let's go. Join us next week. Have a great week, everybody. Stay connected, and we will talk to you soon.
See ya. Thank you.
See you guys.